Hey there, I'm James McKinven, and that's Dago Renew, and you're listening to This Indie Life. This Indie Life follows the journey of two indie hackers as we navigate the good, bad and ugly, attempting to turn our indie hacker dreams into reality. Each week you can tune in to see what progress we've made to achieve those dreams. Dago runs a logo generator business with his wife called Logology and a Twitter course showing you how you can dominate Twitter. I run a podcast production business called Pod Panda, and I'm trying to grow my leather wallet side project, Whitstable Craft Co. This is our first episode on YouTube, so if you're on audio, you can check it out by clicking the link in the show notes. And in this episode, Dago ponders how AI will affect his logo business and is thinking of moving to another part of the country to help his indie hacking. I have a battle with the UK Postal Service, who decided not to ship wallets to customers, and find out how much profit I made on the 5k of leather wallet sales in December. Let's get into it. All right, Dago, let's get into some updates. What have you got for us?
Actually, I sent out the meme bonus this week, so I was very happy about that. I finally finished it, sent it. Few people told me they binge watched it and it was cool, so good news. So now I started thinking about logology again, and I get so scared with AI now because I see all of this AI stuff on Twitter. There's this guy Nico who followed me, bought my course, and then started building an AI logo tool. And so he was nice enough to send me a DM like, oh shit, I'm competing with you, I'm sorry. But I'm like, no, it's all good. Like, all the while thinking, fuck, one more competitor. And it's the first time I see like AI logo that's interesting. Because, I mean, I tried to make some logo with AIs, but it looked like shit. And so when I saw that he was getting some decent results, it got me very scared. And I'm like, oh shit, we're going to get left behind with this AI trend and all this. And because for us, it's not AI. It's like all designs made by my wife. It's just like some programming that I did to make it match your startup, but it's not AI like all the AI generated images that you see now. So at first it got me very anxious, but since then I started seeing the potential, and now it's making me even more excited, for the new version of Logology. Because we were already thinking of pivoting. And now I think like during this holiday, like around Christmas, I'm just going to spend like a couple of weeks just digging into AI and see, is there value? Because I think the main value we provide isn't related to that. Like it's not going to be a main selling point. Like for example, this guy is doing. Because for us, it's more about branding advice, being the expert that gives you reassurance that your brand is good, helping you with everything. And the logo is only a tiny part of that. But I think if we can use AI, sparingly in some places, that could be awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. Are you like planning to lean into AI and maybe use it, or go the opposite way where you are just, AI will not get you the level of a human touch that we are going to give you? Each logo is handcrafted.
I don't know, because I don't know technically. For example, I tried Peter Lavel's product with like his AI generated avatars and profile pics. And dude, like this is awesome. Like this really like photorealistic thing sometimes. So I didn't expect it could be this good. So now I'm in this phase where I don't know, can you do super high quality logos? What I've seen so far, like from this guy, for example, is promising. To me, it's not the same level as what we're after, but it's like way closer to what used to be AI tools. So I'm thinking, okay, can I try it and see if we can get a good result? So I basically don't know. I don't know how far AI can go. I don't know how far I can go with it, if I'm good enough to, figure it out. Basically, I just want to learn basics of, prompting AI tools. And I just want to generate a couple cool logos and see if I can do it. And once I do that, see if it can apply to Logology and help us. But I don't know. I don't have the answer for like the final direction. I don't think it's going to revolutionize what we do at Logology in terms of like the main value provided, which is beyond than just generate a logo. But I think if we can do high quality, then it could help us provide maybe more unique logos more easily. Like instead of having Lucy add more designs, it could be like, supported by AI and make it way more powerful and easier for people.
The next point you've got on here, I've got no idea what's prompted this, but you said the audience first approach is 10 times more genius. More genius than what, Dago?
Then product first approach. That's basically a learning from launching my course, which is I did the course the complete opposite way of logology. The course I already had an audience, and I was already helping some people over DMs, sending them tips about Twitter when they asked me. Then I compiled those tips, asked people questions about the other problems they had, and built a course. And then I announced it for months, and then I launched it asking for support. And it was successful. So I started with audience, listened to them, spontaneously started bringing value for free. Then, so there was potential, turned that into a product and launched. Logology is the opposite. It's just my wife and I have a cool idea. We think, okay, let's build it. We launch it. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody comes to the website. Then we think, oh, who are we selling this to? Should we sell to startups or to Etsy creators or to whatever? We decide startup. Then I try to build an audience around it on Twitter. So that's the complete opposite way of launching a product. And that's a huge realization for me. And that's actually reminding me of what Daniel Vassallo says, that you learn more from success than from failure. And now I completely understand it, because I only had failure before. So I was like, no, you learn from failure. Yeah, you do. But like when you have success, it's like 10 times bigger. Like it's 10 times stronger what you learn. And so the success of the course taught me that I really shouldn't look for product. I should just focus on people. And when I see something that I can help with spontaneously, just focus on that and let the product ID come from interacting with people, building an audience, talking about shit you're interested about. But like, don't go out with a predefined product idea. Just be like, okay, this is an industry I'm interested in. For example, me and my wife, it's like design and logos and branding. But then no preconception about the product. And so that's how I'm doing for logology, pivot now. I'm just talking to people. I'm going to ask more questions on Twitter directly to my audience, and then I'm going to build something for them. Then when we relaunch logology, we'll have people waiting for it that are in the right audience and have the perfect product for them. Instead of trying to like shove a product down their throat that was built, even though, it has value, it wasn't built from the ground up for them. So it's 10 times less powerful.
Yeah, this is something I think a lot of indie hackers struggle with. I do as well. We so often want something to exist in the world. You hear the scratch your own itch thing, or just wanting to make something cool, and then we almost have this tunnel vision. Whereas when you speak to people like Michelle Hansen, who wrote Deploy Empathy, if you read the Mum Test, speak to Arvid Karl, Bootstrap founder, all of these people are very strongly advocating for speaking to your customers. And I don't do enough for Indie Bites, like actually speaking to listeners to understand what they want. And it's kind of hard when it's your baby, right? Because if they say something you don't agree with, like I had a chat with someone on DM there, I just didn't agree with what he was saying. He was basically saying, why are you only releasing longer episodes to members? Why are you only sharing a snippet? Like, I want to hear the full episode. And he said, like, sponsorships aren't working. And I was kind of saying, well, sponsorships are working. The show is meant to be short, and I don't feel the value is in the longer one. And I struggled to like understand what he was saying because I was so
attached to
my idea of the show, and didn't want to change that because I know I have had positive feedback about it being short, and I feel that's the USP. Still see I'm arguing against it.
For me too, yeah.
Yeah. Dago, what's your meme this week?
So this is a meme about an Indian movie, actually. And the meme says 250 domain names, 17 published apps, 0 paying users. It's basically a teacher telling you the rules of the game, which is obviously, ironic the way I made it. And, I made this joke because, well, we're all like this. We have so many ideas. We buy domains. Sometimes we finish the app, but it's still like a far cry from getting paying users and getting like an actual business running. So that was kind of like pretty, light joke. But the interesting thing about this meme is that it's my first time using an Indian template. I didn't even think of this, but like it's a movie called 3 Idiots. I learned afterwards. And it got a lot of traction because of that. All of my Indian followers started engaging and be like, oh, this is amazing. You need to watch this movie. And I'm like, this is why Indian accounts have so much success on Twitter. There are like so many Indian people on Twitter. So I'm like, I need to use more Indian meme templates so I'll get more virality. So, I started thinking of that. But yeah, I'm going to watch this movie, which is supposed to be a huge movie in India called Three Idiots.
That's funny. Dago, how many domains do you have? Do you own?
Oh, it's funny because I keep making that joke, but I almost don't have any domains. I don't have that problem. I make that joke because everybody has that problem. So I know it's going to be relatable. But I basically have like 4 versions of Logology, 4 extensions.
Yeah.
Then I have my own personal website from when I was freelancing. And I have Memelogy, but like there's always something on this. Like it's always, and then I have the one for the Twitter course.
Dago, you're not one of us now. Your relatability index is just,
I'm just like,
gone right down.
Understanding what people go through and then reusing it to make fun of it. But like, for example, I have a lot of memes about churn or losing users, but I don't have a SaaS. It's not a subscription. It's one-time payment. So because it's one-time payment, I never had churn. Yet I have some cool memes about churn, because I spend so much time with people, I see the joke that I can make. So yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you're there to entertain people on Twitter. And this meme got 1,500 likes, if you too want to make memes like Dago has now launched his bonus meme course, which is available, link in the show notes.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for doing that. Let's get some sales.
What's this all about? You moving to Brittany?
I think we will. Basically, we're tired of where we are in France. I think we've been there I lived there my whole life, but we've lived in the same place for like 6 or 7 years. And last summer first we went to Lisbon to meet a ton of indie hackers. That's where I met Peter Lavels, for example. And that was really fun and that was awesome. And then we came back home and we were like, it's so depressing here compared to Lisbon. And then in the same summer, we went to Brittany for 1 week, so that's west coast of France. And we loved it. And we realized now that we're full-time on Logology or the course, and there's nothing we do. We stay home most of the time, or, when we don't do something, we can go to Paris, that can happen. We take the train, we go to Paris. But we thought we should just move to Brittany, move to some place where way more nature, we want to move next to the sea so we can just go by walking to the sea, and we just want that. So next week, we're actually taking 1 week where we're going to Brittany.
Oh, cool.
And what we're going to do is we rented an Airbnb and we took not too much of a good one. We wanted an average one. So it looks like the type of home we would be renting if we moved there. Because the idea is to feel okay, can we be happy there when it's winter, when it's cold, when there's not all the tourists from the summer? Is it fun to live in Brittany day to day? So we're just going to spend a week there and, see how it goes and if it's cool. And if it's cool, we're going to move there.
That'll be very cool. So are you going to multiple places in Brittany when you're there?
One place. We just found one place, next to where we want to eventually move. So it's just kind of like a trial. Just do 1 week trial of Brittany. And yeah, we want to see, because we're so used to the city. I've lived in cities my whole life. So can it be small town? There's a medium-sized city near that you can go to, Saint-Malo, or you can go to Paris easily. But, we're gonna try. I think what sucks is middle-sized cities. If you're in a huge city like Paris, New York, London, amazing. You get tons of opportunities. It's buzzing. It's alive.
Yeah.
But if you're in a medium-sized city, you don't have nature, you don't have big opportunities. It's just shit. So that's how I feel now about it. And I feel the dream would be we make enough money that we live in Brittany, but we spend 1 week per month in Paris or something. That would be the dream, where you have the opportunity and you also have the quiet. Cool. So you got fucked by the Royal Mail, and I want to hear all about it, James. Tell us.
Oh, man, this has been infuriating. So I have had so much fun, as you will have heard in the pod, over the past few weeks and months selling a ton of wallets. I have been busting my balls to get these wallets made, like meticulously handcrafted, each one, and to make sure they are in the post so they arrive in time for Christmas. People are buying these because they think this is going to be a fantastic gift.
And it is.
And it is a great gift, great gift. And in the UK, we've had some strikes where the postal service basically don't work for a few days. And what happens is the post doesn't happen for a few days, and then they get a big backlog, and then they don't address the backlog. Now, even with these strikes, they've said, if you post it within this time, it will arrive. So international delivery, you pay like £12 for it for the letter, like large letters that I send the wallets in. The customers are paying that, and it says 5 to 7 days. Most of the time, it works super well. If people are ordering any other time of the year as well, they're usually fine about it taking a little bit longer. For Christmas, it cannot take longer because people are buying them for gifts for the 25th of December, and they are starting late November, early December, so they can get them in time. Especially when they're ordering from the UK and they're paying their £10, £12 to make sure it does get there. But then, Dago, I start to get a few emails from people saying, "Hi, James, I've checked my tracking and I can see it's at the post office, but it hasn't moved in 8 days." I was like, shit. So I go on, check the tracking. Like a good 20 orders have not moved in 8 days since I posted them. And right now, I'm stuck. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, the sad thing for me about it is, like, you sent me a wallet and it was the most amazing package I got. Like, there was some nice card, there was a thank you note. I mean, you put so much care into creating an amazing customer experience. And I've seen it's not just me, because I've seen people share those as well. So like, everyone gets like first class experience. Like, you work, you do them yourself, you make the wallet yourself, you go above and beyond for amazing customer experience. And then fucking post office just like screws it up, and at the worst time in the year with like Christmas. So, you know, that's painful. Like, when you told me this, I was like, we should do just an episode about this, because it's just so, I mean, it's like a nightmare. It's like the opposition between being a founder, giving your best to bring value to people, and then some people who don't give a shit. They're just like, yeah, you know, we're on strike, and oh, okay, we lost your package or whatever. Like, or like, oh yeah, it's gonna take some time to arrive, and not commit to, you know, what they said they would do. Like, that's so annoying. That's so upsetting.
Yeah, and dude, the reason I didn't want to talk too much about it, apart from just sort of updating what happened, is it just made me really upset, because I take responsibility for it. I'm offering people refunds. Well, like store credit, because they've like trusted me to get their package or to make a gift for their loved ones that they want to open on Christmas Day, and I want them to have it. I believe in my product; they're lovely. I think it's a super thoughtful gift, and for Royal Mail to then just not do anything with it, and it's like, can you use another courier to send it internationally? Annoyingly, no, because of the size of the package. The price would not make sense to be able to ship them abroad. I was looking at DHL. It's £25 a package. Even for like 100-gram large letter, which is, it's like a tiny, tiny letter package. It's just completely uneconomical to do it that way.
I mean, you still win. Like, you still got the 5K. You still made money. And it doesn't have to all go down to shit because of this fucking post office. Like, it can just be, yeah, you won. Sometimes bad shit happened, so it just happened. You will have to refund a few customers who wanted it for Christmas and they don't want to hear anything else. And, you know, it's fine. It's good customer service. But that's it. Like, you can also use this as an opportunity to like bond even stronger with the people by giving them an extra gesture to make up for it and involve them in the situation. And they're going to be even happier about it.
Yeah. Well, talking of making money, you said said about the 5K I made. Did you see my tweet on how much I spent in those 30 days?
Well, no, but I remember you basically put all the money to buying a new machine. So is there anything more than this that you bought now?
Yes. So I was always planning, after sort of the dust has settled, to go through and look at the expenses, because it did feel like I was spending a lot, because I had to buy new leather, tools, packaging. Yeah. I was always sort of chasing my tail to keep up with the orders. And luckily lots of money was coming in, so I had the money there to spend. I didn't quite know how much I had spent. I did feel it was a lot. I didn't quite feel it would be the entire £5,000. So I did a
Wow.
spreadsheet. I've put this spreadsheet here for you if you want to look at it. You can like look item by item of how much I spent, and then there's tabs along the bottom which shows
Okay.
what I've spent on each thing, like each category. Essentially, in 30 days, I made £5,195. And in those same 30 days, I spent £5,416, which is a £221 loss. And the biggest costs out of those, number one, leather. Other key distinction for this is not like for unit cost. Some of these expenses in this £5,400 are stuff that I have bought because I have the money in and it will improve the efficiency of the business going forward. It includes leather that I have bought for fun. It's packaging I
What do
bought
you
for
mean
future
I
orders.
bought leather for fun? What kind of fetishist buys the leather for fun?
This beautiful green panel of leather and yeah,
Oh,
it doesn't do
wow.
it justice.
I don't
It's
want to
lovely.
see the
It's-
cow it comes from. Dude. Green leather? What the fuck? Yeah, it looks amazing.
I bought all sorts of fun leather. So yeah, leather main cost, tools were £1,400, and that doesn't include the big one back there. I've taken that out of the line item if you see.
Okay, but like even the 1400 that you bought is like long term. Like it's not gonna. You don't have to buy
Long
anything.
term, yeah.
It's not like leather. Okay.
And I will do another update over the next few months on how I've managed to get the unit cost down and turn the business profitable. It was just very fun knowing that I had this revenue coming in for the wallets that I could then spend on the business to make it better.
Yeah. Wow, so much cost of shipping I see, and they still don't send in time. I just
Yeah.
want to go burn the building there or something. It's just crazy.
So it cost me over £1,000 to ship these, and the
And
interesting
it's still
thing
not
about
shipped.
yeah, it's still not arrived. Thanks, guys. So in the spreadsheet, is there anything you are definitely questioning me on why I've purchased that?
Custom illustration for Lenny. Isn't it your sister who did it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you pay your sister. Good to know. When I see this, the main thought is like, dude, you should sell for 100 and not 60, because like
That is the main conversation and thought I've had with people over the past few months is let's raise the price again, because you do have perception of value with it. If you are buying a $30 wallet, you perceive it to be $30. The quality of this leather, Dago, is insane. It is lovely.
I know. You know. I told you before. I searched for like a good wallet for me for a long time. Then you made like this magical custom thing for me, so that was so grateful. But like the ones I was considering were around between 100 and 150. You know, like Bellroy ones I was looking at. That was like the main ones I was considering. And yeah, I mean the quality of yours, like like bring it up. And like, you know, we increased pricing of Logology a few times. Never had any problems.
The plan is to increase the prices because I see these brands that are charging, these like luxury brands that are charging $100, $200 for...
You could literally charge even more than them because you put more work into it, and it's like one small guy doing it in England. It's even more charming.
I was
Just like my course is more expensive than Daniel Vesalo's or Arvid's. It's more expensive, and I want to keep it more expensive.
Yeah.
And not just because of that, but also because I think it's the best course, and I'm convinced. And because of this, you know, I'm like, and the perception of value, it matters, dude.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was at the pub last night selling my wallets after crying all day about Royal Mail strikes. And my goal is to... my first question is, like, show me your wallet. And people whip out these Hugo Boss, Tommy Hilfiger wallets. And they are just disgustingly low quality. And all I have to do out of my little bag, get my wallet, just feel it. Just feel it. Just smell it. The quality difference is insane. So people see the brand and they associate that with quality, or they want the brand. I'm like, mate, no one's looking at the brand of your wallet. They're gonna...
So you mean you take something out of the bag in a bar while you're drunk and sad, and you say, just feel it, just touch it, just smell it? Is that like an English thing? Okay.
Dude,
just nice.
when you come to the pub in England, I will show you how it's done. I made £120 last night selling wallets.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to sell courses.
Cool. Well, so that's the wallet saga for me. Everything that's happened in the last couple of weeks. Cool, man. All right. Anything else, or are we recording next week when you're in Brittany?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take my mic with me. That would be fun to record from there.
It'll be awesome. I hope you enjoy Brittany, and we will talk next week, Dago.
Yeah, talk to you next week.
Thank you for listening to this episode of This Indie Life. Hope you enjoyed the chat between me and Dago. If you've got any questions or feedback, feel free to send us a message on Twitter. Our handle is @IndieLifePod. I'll pop a link in the show notes for you. And if you want to watch us instead of listen, a reminder that the show is now on YouTube. That's all from me. Stay indie. James out.